Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Timber and Stone. Alright, so we got a lot going on right now, and I mean a lot going on. We're building walls for these little houses. I still haven't set up the ones for these yet, but I set up all the ones for the little houses and let them go a little bit so that that's why we're a little bit into the day, early morning. Because I wanted to compare whether or not I wanted 4 walls high on these little ones or 3, and 3 actually looks better, but it's still going to be a total of 4 walls because we are going to have to take and, let's just do it real quick. Walls, full timber. We're going to have to take and solid off all these walls anyway, like so, and to do a ceiling, and then do the roofs on them. So, they're all going to be a total of 4 high anyway, which is a little bit higher. I actually like the way that it looked at 3, but we'll go with it. Full timber don't look too bad. They're all wooden shanty, shack, whatever you want to call them. I also have set up, finally, for them to tear out the walls so that we can punch through and put the doors in. I've set both of these up doing the same rotational pattern or same pattern thingy that I've got going here, that little drop down, and then we'll have to go back and we'll have to overlay all of it with that, I can't remember what it's called, that gray pave stone. Yeah, pave stone gray. We'll overlay it all with pave stone gray, and then we'll almost be ready to put our parapets on and to close off these towers and maybe build some stairs up into the towers. And we've still, you know, I haven't done it yet, but we've still got to build that little house for the 3 people. It's just placement. That's why I've been putting it off, because I'm trying to figure out where I want to do it. I don't know where I want to do it. I know that I want this area right here, probably about this. I'm just going to show you real quick. I know we got the game paused. I'm sorry. But we're probably going to want an area about that big, centered, just, you know, maybe even like that, centered just for the barracks. So that shows me that I'm going to have plenty of room. I just got to get around to doing it. You know how it is in this game. Let's unpause it, let everybody get to work, because we've dedicated, set up all the work. I set up a couple stockpiles for them to make so that while they're up here digging and all that other stuff, and then when I go back to build it back, they're quick. I can then just delete them and get rid of them. We also really need to look at this right here, because we have this room, but I've got all this stuff going up, this building, and I'm going to let them get that done before we mess with this room. But again, like I told you in the last episode, all we're going to do is wall this in completely with castle brick. We're going to put a ceiling on it, because this will be our first room with a ceiling. I built it big enough for a ceiling for that purpose, just to show you how to do it, how to build ceilings underground, and it's really not that difficult. And then on top of that, we're going to build a floor on it, and then we're going to quarter it off, and then we'll have 4 big storage rooms down there that we can put all of our other storage in, and that'll let us get the last little bit of this stuff up. We can pretty much yeah, we can take out all these beds. I'm going to leave these 6 beds, or these 6 beds. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to leave just these 6 beds, and we're going to deconstruct all of these other beds, and we can do these floors. I'm sorry I've got it paused. I'll unpause it. I don't need it paused to destroy beds. But these guys are going to go try and go sleep in them, and that's what I was hoping against. Deconstruct. Go sleep somewhere else. There. That's what I didn't want, was them to lay down in these beds. I don't mind having these 6 over here. I'm never going to have more than 4 people sleeping at a time over here during the day anyway, so I really only need 4. The only reason I'm keeping 6 is so that there's a couple extra beds at night whenever all the goobers decide that they want to go to bed and want to bounce around off each other and block each other. But we're going to eventually get around to doing this barracks, which is, you know, has been a big, you know, trying to get to do in type thing, an event. And we need to get that storage. We need to dig up all this. I'll do that off camera so that you guys don't have to watch though. But I'm just going to dig up all this stuff and replace it all with grass. And then we'll figure out the layout for our barracks later on after we get everything else done. Because it's not a huge priority. It's just, you know, I wanted to get all this stuff done. Let's unpause it. I'm sorry. I notice we still need to do roofs on this other building here. I figure the way we'll do it, that was done out of 2 different types of material. Full timber, and then timbered floor. Yeah, I guess we did. Duh! Oh well, it might not look too bad actually. But once they get all this stuff done, this is going to take them a little. What do we only have? Two miners? 1, 2. Yeah, everybody else seems to be on build duty. Let's put a few more back. Let's get at least 5 back to mining. I mean, I know we got a lot of buildings set up too, but even it out half and half, there's quite a bit of mining there to do too. Especially considering this is all brick and pavestone, which takes, you know, as you can see, takes quite a bit to bust each block. This mining should ought to take them longer to mine than it does them to do all that building, honestly. As long as we can stay in planks. We're running out of planks already. But I've got both my blacksmiths making planks, so they'll come as they come. Nothing else we can do about that except just wait on it. Or I could have just spent a couple days doing nothing but making planks, and then, you know, yeah. I just really wanted to record some more because I haven't played again in like 2 or 3 days. So I am thinking about buying me a 3DS. Finally. Zane's going to come into the new handheld era. You know, like I said, I got the Galaxy Tab from my brother. He won it in a raffle at school, sold it to me for 150 bucks. So I've got a Galaxy Tab 4, and I had my iPad and all that other stuff. And I mean, I've had one. I had one back in the day when they were Game Boys, you know, back when they were just simple devices. But I'm thinking about getting one of the new 3DS XLs. I came into a little bit of money and decided, you know, well, everybody knows it's tax season. So I actually am going to get a little bit back, and I figure I'm gonna triple out my monitors. Right now I've got two 32-inch flat panels that I'm using to play on, and then a big 28-inch monitor, actual monitor, up underneath them. So I'm gonna ditch the monitor, and I'm gonna sell away to my brother the other. I got a 720p 32-inch flat panel. And then I got a 1080p 32-inch flat panel. And I like the look and whatnot of the 1080p 32-inch flat panel so much. And it was so cheap that I'm going to go buy 2 more of them. And I'm going to do 3 of them straight across from each other, add a little bit of a U-shaped or a little bit of a V-shape in front of me. Right now I've just got like a little V-shape in front of me for the 2. And, you know, just a little talking. That's all this is. Just a little talking to my viewers while I'm playing. While we're waiting, actually. And that's the plan. Is that I'm going to sell that one to my brother and then go buy 2 more. And then I thought that I'd treat myself because there have been several games on the 3DS that I've really wanted to play. Like I'm not ashamed to admit, Monster Hunter Tri was probably one of my favorite games ever. I mean, of all time. I have played many a games, starting originally back with, what was the first game that I can remember playing? On PC, IBM, the very first game that I ever played was X-Wing. Was the very first game. But prior to that, I had played games on Commodore and stuff like that. There was one called Mega Traveler, I believe was the name of it, for Commodore. And it was amazing. It had a manual, freaking, you know, that was back in the days when the manual gave you all of the text and info of the game, and they would be like, blah-bitty, 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 and it's recorded in journal entry 34. This conversation was recorded in journal entry 34. So you'd go open up this huge freaking textbook of a manual, you'd find journal entry 34, and there it was, and then you'd read it out of the book, and then you'd keep playing the game. It'd be like hit space to continue. So you'd hit space then and continue after you'd read it, and your maps and everything else were all in the book that you got with the game. This was, you know, back when games were all written in pure assembly, and they could fit, you know, on a floppy disk. Or, well, actually I had a tape drive back then. But I've played games for a very long time, and probably one of the best, most addictive games that I've ever played was Monster Hunter Tri. And it was on the Nintendo. I think the Wii. It was just an amazingly addictive game. You went around and I don't know, I'm not going to give it a review, but I mean, it's just a really good game. If you've never seen it, take a look at it. It's follows a lot of the same similar mechanics of stuff that we play, except you don't actually build anything. You build your character. You would go out, you'd fight some stuff, and you'd kill it. You'd get resources from whatever you fought, and then you could eventually progress into the point after you've killed enough of that type of monster and collected enough resources to build weapons and better armor out of those materials, and you progressively did that throughout the game. You would fight harder and harder and harder monsters, and then you would take all those materials that you got, and if you got lucky, you'd get special materials. Like if you killed the monster and you cracked its like the crown thing on its head. There was a like a raptor, and if you killed it and you broke its thing, a jaggy is what it was called, King Jaggy or something. And if you broke the thing on its head, you would get a you could get a chance to get a special component just because during the fight you managed to break its headpiece or its horn, and you would then take that special piece that you had to keep fighting until you got one. And you could use all those components to build better armor. That way you would be stronger, and then you could fight things harder than it and survive. And it was just a really addictive game. Really, it's really fun to play online. 3 or 4 people running around trying to kill one of these monsters. And the monsters get beefed up the more people that are fighting them, so they're even harder. And it was just a blast. It was so much fun to play online with my friends. I think is the majority of why I liked it so much. You know, I had a bunch of friends at the time that played it, and I could go online with 3 or 4 buddies, and we could just go romping through and kill stuff. And it was just a really, really fun game. Well, they've come out with a new one, Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. It's new to us. Now, it's been out in Japan for about a year already, you know, or a year or so. But it finally came to us, and they named it, instead of Monster Hunter 4, it's just Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate. And it comes out on the Nintendo DS only. It's the only way you can play it. Now, I don't know how I'm going to like playing on a little tiny handheld. So I figured I'd get the new 3DS XL, the one that just came out like a week ago. It's got a bigger screen. It's got double cameras in the top of it so that it tracks your face better for the 3D pan. That way when you move your head around or whatever, it keeps it 3D in focus and stuff. It's supposed to be a really nice machine. It's not too expensive. It's a couple $100. So I figured I'd give it a shot and see if I like it. But one of the other things is that Xenonauts, I believe is the name of the game. No, Xenoblade. Xenoblade is coming out for it this year, and I really enjoyed Xenoblade on the Nintendo Wii. So it's one of the few games that I actually bought, and I played the heck out of it. So it's coming out anyhow. That's the goal. It's here probably tomorrow. I think I'm going to go buy one and get Monster Hunter 4. Now, I don't have any way to put them online for you guys to see the fights yet. I might be able to figure out if there's, you know, any kind of appeal if you guys want to see any of it. Or maybe even Xenoblade or something, Xeno Chronicles, whatever it's called. Yeah, Xenoblade Chronicles, I think. Any of those games, if you'd like to see some of that stuff, I could be able to put it up online. I could maybe buy, I've got a capture card, but I don't know if the device, the HDP VR2, I don't know if I could capture from a DS or 3DS to it. But I know that there's a way to do it because I've seen them online. So, you know, I don't know. It's maybe something possible in the future if enough people showed interest in it that I might do. But that's, you know, just for my personal. I like to play that kind of stuff on the go. I can carry it with me, and when I'm sitting waiting or something like that, pull it out of my pocket and go to town with it. But, you know, if you've got one of the new 3DSs, or you've played Monster Hunter 4 Ultimate, or you've got any suggestions for some 3DS games, by all means, please post a comment, because I know very little about the 3DS world. I know very little about the handheld world. I'm big into computers, Xbox 360, Xbox One, PS4, all that stuff. Got it, playing it, loving it. But if you, you know, in the handheld market, since I haven't played anything handheld since Game Boy, really, I haven't. So I don't know very much about that scene. So I just know that there's a few games that have come out in the past that warrant my buying one so that I could play those games. Because the only way you can is to play them. Because the emulators kind of suck right now. That they're not well enough off to where you could play like Monster Hunter 4 in an emulator or anything like that. So they're going to get that money. What did it pause? No. Why do I got guys over here just oh, they're stuck on these buildings. Some of them are chilling. What a dumbass. Who is that? Patrick Clark. Hey, I'm stuck up on the wall. All right, let's get this guy off the wall. Yeah, I'm sorry that this, you know, this episode, if it bothers you, has turned into just being a lot of me talking, but that's really all that it can be because of the fact that there isn't really a whole lot we can do while waiting on them to dig and cut and build and all the stuff that we're doing. We're waiting on timber to be done, and I just wanted to put out a couple episodes and let you guys see what we're doing. I did have a guy mention in the forum that, on one of my videos, that he would like to see some time-lapse stuff of the stuff that I've been jumping out of, like where I would, all right, guys, I'm going to finish this off camera, and I'll be back. Ooh. Strong, oh, quick learner and strong back. Yeah, we'll take you. Ferdinand. But he had mentioned that he would like to see some time-lapse instead of just me fading to black and coming back, doing quick jumps out of, where I'd leave and then come back and it's done. And that might have been a way to go for this episode, actually. Do a little time lapse of me doing this. But we've had some interesting conversation. Me talking about what, the Wii and Nintendo and 3DS and all the other stuff. So I'm not going to cut it out. So, yeah, in the future, whenever we end up with a long task like this, I might actually start using a little bit of time lapse. I don't really... The difficult thing about using time-lapse is the fact that you have to prepare for it. You have to be ready to know that you're going to use it. So it would be one of those situations like, yeah, guys, we got a lot of digging to do, a lot of this to do, so I'm just going to time-lapse through it. I'll be back in a short bit. And then I can do some post-commentary over the time-lapse. And then you just let it go. I would just pause my microphone and let it record just the video and the audio of it going, and then, when it's, watch the clock and see how long the time lapse is, so that I could then determine, well, if I time lapse it, it's 20 minutes worth of building, and then I time lapse it at 4x, then it's only going to be 5 minutes worth of building, so I've still got to record another 12 minutes or 15, 25 minutes in order to fill the full episode, that type of deal. It's just a lot of maintenance to do so. But, we've got other things we can do. We can, let's design out our buildings here. Well, we know these need to be 5 high, so we can go to construction, maybe. And then we can go to walls, and then we can go to timbered plaster. And the cool thing about this is we can go like so. Oh, I didn't put the doors on yet, did I? Dadgummit. All right, let's do that first. Let's go to objects, doors, timber door. We want them to open in. There we go. And then we want a timber door over here. And I'll show you why I wanted to put the doors on first here in just a second. As soon as they build one. All right, there we go. All right, now he's put the door on. So here's why. Now I can go to walls, and I can go to timbered plaster, and I can outline the entire house. We've got one already, so oops. So we need to go up 4 more. So we can now go to here. I can go 1, 2, 3, 4. That'll be a total of 5. I can hold Alt, and then I can just click it, and it'll automatically outline the door. I don't have to go back and remove those for the door. And that's going to put us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 high, which is perfect. And then we'll do this one. Same thing. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1. Oh, wait a second. 4. And then the one I've got. Yep, that's it. 5. Hold Alt. Did they build that door? I hope they did. I can't see it. Yeah. Okay. So them are perfect. All the houses are going. They've still got stuff to do, but they're waiting on... No, they've got timber. Not a ton of it, but they've got some. What is this guy saying? Oh, they can get out. Could not walk to my desired target. Why not? I'm looking to see if I'm missing anything. I've got tools. I've got timber. I've got plaster. Are we still making? No. Resources, processed materials, timber. Let's make another 1,000. There we go. What are you, Glenda? Aren't you a builder? Yeah. Oh, they're probably locked and stuck on trying to build that roof. All right, design. Here, let's just cancel it for right now. There. Now maybe they'll go. They were all locked trying to build that roof and they couldn't get to it and they wouldn't progress over to come try and build this. Now they will. And we know that we're going to need... How we're going to do these, the roofs and stuff, is I'm just going to come up and then I'm going to do a row of scaffolding all the way across. Because the roofs on these are not going to protrude forward. They're just going to overlap on the sides. So I can just run a piece of scaffolding too wide all the way across there and that'll all be good. They can get up there and then, yeah, let's just go ahead and do it. Let's not talk about it. Utility, scaffolding. So we'll come to there. To there. Get rid of that one. There we go. Now they'll be able to go back and put that scaffolding in as they get a chance. They'll build these walls. Yeah, it's been a rather boring episode, hasn't it, folks? I'm sorry. But, you know, this is how it goes when it works out to be building and stuff. They still haven't dug this out. Good Lord. Well, this one's ready. So we can go ahead and come over here and look. Design, dig mine. This needs to be 14, and it is 14. That's perfect. So now we can go back to construction. Construction. I think it's flooring. Paved stone gray. We need to do that. And then we need to go there, there, and there. We need to do the same thing over here. And there. And that'll give us our roll in. Perfect. Oh, wait, I should probably wait on that. Yeah, let's let them get it done first. That way I can do it all at once like I did here. Oh, we're down to nothing in timber. I'm going to probably let it go a couple days, let them cut some trees and let them make some timber just to get timber up to a couple thousand so that we can finish these houses, because we've got to do these houses and then we've got to do this roof and we've got to do roofs on all these houses. So we're going to need a few thousand timber at least just to get all that done. So I think after this episode I would just let it run, I don't know, probably 2 days or so. I've only got 2 blacksmiths or carpenters. I might even set another person up as carpenter, just build another carpentry table somewhere. Maybe even do it a few of them. That way we could just really pump out some timber real quick. The problem is we've only got 1,200 wood because I had my lumberjacks off for so long, but I just turned them back on earlier before I started this episode. So they're now collecting wood again. But wood comes in pretty quick. I just need to set a couple more guys at lumbering too. We've got them. We've got the people to do it all, so it's not that big a deal. And we're done over here. So let's go to paved stone gray again. It is paved stone, right? Not cobble. Yes, it's paved stone gray. There goes Ethel right over there. So that should be 14. Yes, 3 by 14. Then 3. These they'll be able to do though, because we've got plenty of stone. Not a big deal. Heck, they can rebuild this just out of the materials they just dug back up. So that won't be an issue. Yeah, see, they're done already over here. And that looks well, yeah, that looks pretty good. Now, how did we do this over here? Did we do it the same? Yep, we just stopped right there, and then it goes down thin. All right. We need to dig these out also, move them out one so that we can finish the inlays. And then get ready to start doing all of the parapets on the tops. I've already come out one on the edge, so all we got to do is put a block up, and then the parapet along the outside and inside. I might not do a parapet on the inside. I might just do it on the outside, but I'm not sure. I might just do one block up on the inside, and then the one block, and then the zigzaggy whatever blocky thing on the outside only. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. I'm probably going to look and see how it looks like with it all. Do it all on the outside. See how it looks. If it looks good, we'll keep it. If it don't look good, then we will change it. So these guys are probably... No, it's a timber issue. We're still waiting on timber. Alright, so when we come back in the next episode, most of this is going to be built. Not a whole lot I can do to stop it. A lot of this will all probably be built. And then we'll start putting roofs on all these houses. I'll pre-design all the roofs, or well, the supports for the roofs to be put down. And then the next episode I might do a time lapse, and we'll see what an episode with a time lapse looks like. And then I'll go back and I'll record over it. You know, do the whole post audio type, you know, post commentary thing. I just really don't like doing post commentary. I like doing my commentary on the fly, folks. You all know this. I just think of stuff while I'm playing and talk about it, and it gives it, you know, whatnot. To do post commentary on a video, I have to watch the video and then go back and do post commentary after I've watched the video. So it turns what could be a 30-minute deal into like a 2-hour deal, and it's just a pain in the butt to do. So I might not even do it, to be honest with you. I just really don't like doing it. And it's mainly just because it takes so much time to do it. But we'll see. I might just do a time lapse building the roofs, and they are all in beds. There's nobody in there. Fantastic. Look how well that worked out. Everybody's in beds. They've all got their own bed, so everybody was able to get to their own bed, it looks. 2, and then I've only got 1 tailor, so he's in there. One of my farmers went over there for some reason. He couldn't get into his bed here. And then whose bed is this? Ownership. Ethel. Oh, Ethel's coming right there. If I can click him. There he is. Ethel was busy after cutting that lumber. I can't take a break. Boss man needs the lumber by Thursday. Who's here? Norbert. And I think that was it. I think I assigned by profession, and it's got no profession assigned. It should have adventurer assigned to it. Profession, adventure, no, tailor. Yeah, adventurer. My tailor's got a bed. I assigned these extra beds that I've got made right now to adventurer. There's 2 down there, and the last like 4 or so over here, or the last 2 over here. And then these are for anybody. So basically, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 people. 3 farmers, it looks like. Yeah. Farmer, and farmer, and a builder. And a worker. No, builder and a, I think that's a miner. Yep. 2 farmers, a miner, a builder. Anyhow, we had a few that didn't get to their homes. But that's just how it works. The majority of them did, and that's what matters. Oh, I did do this. I don't remember if I did this on screen. I think I did it on camera, where I took that door out and then put another bed in here for the second carpenter. And we might end up removing these and putting a 3rd bed in here and having a 3rd carpenter if we find that we are having difficulties staying up with timber. But I doubt it. I think it's just because we haven't been, I wasn't cutting wood and really messing with it, because I haven't really used a lot of wood. We've used the majority of everything's been stone. But alright, folks, why didn't they finish that 1 block? Huh. That seems to be the majority of the work done. We got a really good chunk of work done today. Got all the walls and stuff leveled up, all except for these. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Have a great day.